It's Derrick, hanging out here in Houston. It is late on, early on Tuesday morning. Just got done running round 5 of chemotherapy. Pretty much what I do is I run one drug starting on Thursday, then I get a backpack. I run for 4 days of 3 different drugs: doxorubicin, vincristine, and etoposide. So those run around the clock. I go get hooked up, on Thursday, get my first backpack. Friday, 8 o'clock, get my second backpack. Saturday, 9 o'clock. Sunday, 10 o'clock. So it's 11 o'clock when I go in for my exchange on Monday night. So what I do there is unhook from my backpack those 3 drugs, and then they bring in a different IV bag that runs for an hour, which is called cyclophosphamide. It's as evil as it sounds. I've had some warnings about it before when I've talked to the nurses, and flushing the kidneys and keeping the bladder fresh and all that good stuff. So tonight the nurse didn't help. She comes in and she's like, "Oh, I hate giving this much, or I hate giving this drug at night because I'm worried about people going home and sleeping and not emptying their bladders and having some irritation," as she calls it. So, I'm up. It's 2:30 in the morning, and shooting a little video, informing y'all what's been going on. Kind of not blacked out, but just hadn't really had time to post a lot. Haven't had a lot of family and friends and fun going on, so I guess this video is to give you a little update about what's going on between round 4 and 5. Back on round 4, right before I started it, we'd gotten a pretty clean PET scan. Tumor in my hip is gone. It just barely showed a blip. The doctor said you probably could call it clean, but wasn't saying that it's completely gone. So I was real hesitant to continue on with chemotherapy if we had cleared out a tumor and everything was working the way it was supposed to. So went on a little Texas road trip with me, Kendra, and Grayson. Went out and saw a doctor in Austin and the one here in Houston as well. And what pretty much came of that is the understanding that there are some natural supplements that can help me, but there aren't any natural supplements that can replace any type of chemo for lymphoma. For other type of cancers, there's a whole lot of natural path type things that you can do, but lymphoma just isn't one of them. And as the doctor in Austin explained to me, that there's been a lot of rich people that had funding and available to do anything that they wanted to do with their health. They tried a bunch of alternatives and that were not chemo, and they're in the ground right now and not with us any longer. So for me, it was kind of an eye-opener, and to understand that although the tumor is gone, there's a good possibility that it's still in liquid form, just floating around in my circulation system. One of the bummers is right now we don't have a blood test that you can look and see if lymphoma is in your blood. So that's still pretty puzzling to me. My oncologist here at MD Anderson says that it's on the radar. It's something that they're working on, but the trials just aren't there yet. So I'd like to be his first guinea pig. So PET scan came back good. I wanted to nix it all, but all the other doctors that I went to, which I was looking for a doctor to, think outside of the box and say, nah, you can go do this, or you can go do this. Didn't find that. So I was talking to my buddy Kevin about 21 days ago, right as soon as I was getting off my cyclophosphamide. I was kind of emotional wreck, not sure what to do, kind of trying to plan the trip to go see all the other doctors to get second opinions. And he was pretty much a crap or get off the pot type of pep talk. I think his was, find the horse and ride it, something like that. And it really helped out because it kind of put it in perspective of what I need to do, and I need to get confidence in my doctors here and my protocol when I'm running. And that's what the trip around Texas really was able to do for me. is get that confidence that I needed in my protocol, in my care, and in my team here. So walking in the door to sign up for chemotherapy round 5 was a very easy thing to do after I had looked at everything, the pluses and minuses and everything. My Austin doctor was great, gave me a couple of things, and we researched a bunch there sitting in his office of what could help with chemo and what would be bad to take with chemo. So with my nutrition side of the ball game, I was really able to narrow down some things that should help boost the effects of this chemotherapy and also help keep me healthy from some of the negative side effects that come along with that. So we signed up, we did 5, we just finished it up. Eventually I'll try to get some sleep tonight, but got lots of water going in, so lots of water going out. You know how that works. And it looks like we were set up to do January the 1st was when we were going to start round 6, but since doctors like holidays and stuff like that, they're going to bounce me back to forward to January the 5th is when I will be starting round 6. So January the 10th, 11th is when we'll be finishing up with the last round of chemo. Then we go on a wait and see routine, which is every 3 to 4 months. We'll get a PET scan, take a look, see if a tumor or anything pops up on the radar. And the doctor says after a year, if you don't have anything, probably not going to have anything for quite a while. Lymphoma is something that has a pretty high remission rate. I guess it's good that chemotherapy is a very successful thing against lymphoma, but the problem is that lymphoma sometimes has a thing of coming back. So as of right now, we're looking far into the future. Lots of positive things happen. Just had a great week with lots of family and friends being around, and had a very positive chemo week as opposed to round 4 that was just a disaster of having a chemo spill, having a break of a couple of hours within my protocol that I'm supposed to run for so many hours straight, and inconsistencies at the hospital. This time they had it all together. It was great. I was eating healthy, eating well, putting down a lot of food to the point where I gained too much food this week that the nurses were thinking that I was retaining water and wanted to give me Lasix pills. So the next day I went in, I made sure that I didn't eat as much, didn't drink as much to flush out this stuff. And I came in at the right weight, and they were happy, and I didn't have to take it. But just on weight alone, not looking at any other numbers, just my weight alone, and looking at me then and there as compared to 2 days before, they were all freaking out. So it was just relatively good experience. So once again, I want to thank everybody who is part of my support team. Everybody who's helped out this week. It's just been great having everybody around and support, taking care of the kids, and just as for a week of chemo goes, this is about the best it can go. But with that said, I just want to really thank my wife and just all the support that she gives me, taking care of the kids, managing everything, just making sure I'm still able to kind of hold it all together and keep going with all this. Hopefully we'll be wrapped up in mid-January and head on further down the road, and everything's great. I'll try to keep you updated a little bit more often, have shorter videos more often. We'll see how that goes. I was talking to Kendra earlier. There's just a whirlwind of stuff between rounds 4 and 5, and just didn't have a whole lot of time to do videos. Barely had any time to get in to do labs and get stuff taken care of. But we're rocking and rolling now. Pretty happy with the way things are turning out. Hopefully be back in Corpus tomorrow night, and back to work at Big Box Pro, getting things taken care of on that. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Just want to thank you so much for your support, taking the time to watch these videos, sending emails, texts, calls, whatever and whatnots. Just thanks for being a part of the team. It really matters. And thank you for your prayers. Without those, I don't think we'd be where we are right now. So tune in next time. Thanks.